Okay, how you doing? I'm Jesse, and that's Brandon. This is the first interview with Brandon here. Brandon's an amazing individual. We're going to find out all about him, trust me. Thanks for checking in with us. This is like a new thing with West Coast Obstacles, so bear with us. I am not a professional, and I am not highly trained at this at all. Brandon, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I am happy to be here, and I want to thank everybody from Alberta Course Obstacle Racers. I want to thank everybody on BEAST OCR. I want to thank everybody from Lone Star Spartans and Van City OCR, because I know a bunch of you are excited, just like you're excited to this, aren't we, right?
Where's Van City?
Van City OCR?
Yeah.
Van City OCR is Vancouver, British Columbia, up in Vancouver, so it's north of here, not south, not the Washington one.
Okay, cool, cool. So tell me about yourself. How old are you?
I am 34.
34, and when did you start running races?
I started running these races in 2015, so roughly this is my 4th year running it, but I've done 3 full years, and I have done now over 50 events.
50?
Over 50. I've lost count.
Stop counting. I get it. I quit counting too. You were in Montana, right?
I was, yes. I have been in Montana for the last 4 years of Montana Beast. It was my very first race, the Founders Beast.
Right, it isn't the Founders race.
It's no longer the Founders race. It's an evil, evil course. When it was the Founders race, it was they said it was a 16-mile, but it was clocked in at 20.
That's right. That's back when Spartan used to be fun.
Right. But for the record, Jesse also did that race in 4.5 hours. It took me 6.5. I will never forget that race. It was evil.
Right. That's because he brought food with you.
I brought food. It was the first time I ever had knee pains too. After that race, I limped for a week straight, and I had no idea what was wrong with me, because then I was planning to do 14 races after that because of that race.
Right. What, did you change your mind?
No, and I have done nothing but continue to do more races and events because of that.
So when you get to the Beast, what is your, what do you pack with? I mean, do you go with like a whole bunch of gear? Do you bring like hiking sticks, a compass, and like road flares and shit?
Yeah, I bring road flares. Everybody's got to have road flares.
Don't forget your bear mace.
Oh, absolutely.
You gotta have bear mace.
So throughout the years, I have changed what I did. The first time I did racing, I was like a Boy Scout. I had gloves, I had goggles, I had knee pads. I mean, you think the whole 9 yards of what a Boy Scout would do for his first race. That was me plus more. Since then, I only now just bring simple food. I do bring a hydration pack. I will pack supplies, not for the fact that I need it, but in case I need it. But a lot of times I'll come on the course and I will see many other people who will need it more than me. One of the biggest things I bring is liquid bandage.
Liquid bandage? Is that like super glue?
It's similar to super glue, except for it's a lot better to use, a lot more friendly. On top of that, it also sterilizes the wound. Usually you'll see people...
On the course?
On the course.
You're administering first aid?
I'll bring this with me just in case somebody else needs it, or if I need it.
Huh. Never dealt with it.
Well, it's great. Actually, this last Beast, some guy ripped his hand open, and he was like, man, I don't want to get dirt in it, and I want to make sure I have it nice and clean. So what did I do? I just put a little on there. He was awake, because as soon as I dabbed it, he's like, I'm not feeling, whoa, I'm feeling it now. And it's like, okay, well, it's kicking in, it's sterile, and by the point in time you get to the twister, it's going to rip off, but at least it'll be clean.
Right, you feel better right now.
Absolutely. Peace of mind.
It's all about feeling better. So, let me see, you're a coach?
I am a certified SGX coach, which I'm also certified in Obstacle Specialist and Spartan Strong.
That's a lot.
It is.
That's a lot.
But I got to tell you, it's definitely worth it. All the tools that they give you are...
They give you a spear?
I'm sorry?
Do they give you a spear when they give you tools?
They don't give you a spear. You still have to make your own. But it's okay. We're Spartans. We know how to do this.
I don't know. I've talked to quite a few people and they don't know how to make spears.
Well, they'll learn if they really want to.
Yeah. You gonna show them?
Not today, maybe another day.
So let me see, what is this stuff? Show me these books. What's going on here?
So before I did Spartan racing, just a little bit of background. I am the second son to the founder of my Kung Fu school, which my father's been teaching since the late 60s, early 60s.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, well,
it's a couple years before I was born.
probably before you or I, our ages combined.
Maybe.
So in our Kung Fu school, I am known as what is Sifu. Sifu is instructor or master, and my dad has only awarded 10 people that time. Actually, I take that back. He's only awarded 11 people in the 40, 50 somewhat years that the Kung Fu school has been around. So I had to wait. I had to work hard for it. I didn't get it well until I was 31, 32. So I worked really hard for it. But my background is in martial arts. So I've applied a lot of my background into obstacle course racing, which they have come really close hand in hand. This first book here that we have is called Ladies Fight Back. I specialize in women's self-defense, and this book here has lots of techniques. It gives a lot of the properties of what it takes, and it specializes with women because there's a lot more things prominent. Not saying that guys won't wear heels, but the chances are more likely I'll know a girl who's wearing heels before I know a guy wearing heels.
Can they all see this? Is your dad holding a flamethrower?
Actually, that is a...
Is that your dad?
That is my dad on the back, and that is right there, yes. And this is a waxwood staff that is on fire.
Just in case you need one of those to like fight dragons or something?
I'm not really sure because I did not learn the flaming spear technique yet. Yeah, there's still time.
We can do that. That's awesome. And he wrote both of these, Alan Chinn?
Yes.
Alan J. Chinn?
My dad has multiple books about different subjects. This one he wrote after I completed my first year of OCR, which consisted of 15 races. I did a triple trifecta, which I had no intention of doing at the beginning of the year. I had this dream that I was going to do a Tough Mudder and be done with it.
Most people do.
Yes, but I did a Spartan workout tour, and Coach Mike Anise, if you guys know him, he's over in the Pasadena area.
Yeah.
Coach Mike Anise, it's such an inspiring individual. Every time I talk to him, he always asks me a question. First question he ever asked me that got my gears grinding was, "You ever thought about doing a trifecta?" And I looked at him like, "Oh, no, I just want to do a sprint. I'm just trying to see how I can handle Tough Mudder." And of course, the world it changed from him just asking that one question, and he goes, "You should think about it." Every time I see that guy, he always asks me a question. "So, have you ever thought about coaching?" No, not really. And of course, here we are.
Sweet. So let me get back to Tough Mudder.
Yes.
Tell me the difference.
Well, Tough Mudder.
In your opinion.
My opinion.
Absolutely your opinion.
Well, I love all
because
those
that's all it is, really, okay? But we know that there's a clear line between Tough Mudder and Spartan races.
Honestly, every single OCR is very different. I love them all though. Tough Mudder, so it's very, very team orientated, very team based. You can do a lot of the things in Tough Mudder. My experience with Tough Mudder though is that majority of the obstacles, you'll always find one on the course that it takes a team to overcome. There's plenty of athletes that can do all of them, but most of the average people will not do all the obstacles on their own. There will be one obstacle that they will require a team.
What I mean is, what's your opinion? Not what you have to do in a Tough Mudder. What's your opinion? Do you stand on the fence of Tough Mudder, or do you prefer Spartan? And why?
Well, I prefer Spartan race hands down all the time. And it's because I personally like to be pushed to my limits. I like to be challenged. A sprint may be a shorter race,
Right,
but
so
it's still a
what you just said
race.
is that Tough Mudder does not do that for you. It's like
No,
going
it's not.
for a hike and hey, look at this fun toys to play on. We can all shake hands and no, that's right, everybody gets a finish medal, right? But you don't.
Headband, actually. You get a headband.
That's right, and I think I got a t-shirt when I did. I personally don't like Tough Mudder. Just because, I mean, it's great. I had fun with those big square floaty things, you know, that you got to climb over. I don't know what the hell that was. Or that, the obstacle where you got to run out and grab the T-handle and swing off.
Dude, that was so fun. And
So
you jump
cool.
and you...
But you know what I don't like about Tough Mudder? And I'm not just going to slam on Tough Mudder, but hey, whatever. Is it the competitiveness. I mean, I'm a guy that likes to go out on the course and I get jacked up on it. Like I tap into my DNA and I become more of a heathen.
Yeah, I've
Tough
seen
Mudder
it.
doesn't allow that. And I almost think that they would yell at me if I did do that. And plus, what? There's a line of like 30 minutes at most of these obstacles. Is that really an obstacle or is that just like a hanging out station?
Well,
there was a while there where Spartan did have that problem. Like, do you remember in Washougal when they had the water slide?
actually, no. That was the year before I started racing. I've heard of it, though. I have heard about the evil backups from the water slide.
Right. And then they didn't have it the next year, and then now they have it. They had it last year, right? And
They've had it the last 2 years, but they've had it as an option, an optional obstacle.
Right, which was cool because it allowed you actually to have a chance to go down it. And personally, did you go down the race? Did you go down the slide?
Oh, absolutely. Hands down, I went on that.
How many times did you go down?
The one time.
Right.
Because I didn't want there's a line.
Because you possibly could die.
No, that's not a reason why. I would keep doing it if I could die all day long.
You did it once.
Yes, but that's because I was being nice to the other people who were in line, because it's just like waiting at Disneyland.
Right.
There's a bunch of really large overgrown kids who want to get through it.
And that's what I love about this obstacle course racing is it's like, I don't care, in my personal opinion, so I don't want to offend anybody out there, but whatever. I don't think any of us grow up.
No, actually,
I think we just get old.
my personal opinion, and one reason why I think everybody really loves obstacle course racing is that it is a lot of the stuff we did it when we were younger, and the thing is, nowadays we can't do it because we don't have the same kind of areas. I mean, when I was growing up, there was a park that everybody went to, and then there was always woodsy area. But
right.
now I look at neighborhoods, and I see compact houses where I would have had woods behind my house.
Right. Like a kid could go out and like give him a stick and you can like manifest that into anything.
Dude, it's called an imagination, which is really hard to find nowadays. Children don't have the creative skills that we had when we were kids.
Yeah.
It is a shame.
It is. It's terrible. So, tell me more about so I really like what I like about Brandon Chinn is that every time I see you on the course, you're always like helping people. See, like me, I have to do a second lap before I get into that mode where I'm like helping people. I just want to haul ass through the freaking course and go as fast as possible. Every now and then, like I'll throw people over the wall or help them up the wall or encourage them to get up the rope. But usually it's the second lap that I'll stop and take my time. I just don't know how to shut it off personally. And every time I see you at a course, you always have like a group of people that you're like, doesn't matter, you're gonna make sure they finish. And that's awesome. That's amazing.
Well, thank you.
I mean, not everybody does that, you know? And you know, there's a lot of people out there that need that encouragement. Whether they know that they can do the course or not, they need somebody there to help them. And usually the people they finish and then they get that medal and they're like, hey, maybe next time I'm just gonna do this for myself. That's pretty awesome, man.
Well, honestly, everybody races for different reasons, and everybody races, every time you race, you're at different levels. So when you race, you did Montana, what, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And whatever race you do next is going to be completely different. Your body composition, just who you are, you're going to be a completely different racer the next time you hit another course. So no matter what, you're a different person. And what I personally like to do is, because I've done elite races. I don't finish first, but I still do the elite races, and it's a completely different mindset. You can't help anybody. Nobody's there to help you. You're out there for yourself, but the other thing is you're out there pushing yourself. Now, a lot of times I will race with other people because I promise 100% finish rate. You race with me, I race with you, I make sure I get you to the finish line. That's actually one of the things I liked about coaching is that I will go do races with people I coach. I will make sure that they finish it. And then after they've done their own races, I'm like, guess what? Time to take the training wheels off. Let's see what you can do on your own. And I mean, they're amazed of what they can do without me, but I want to make sure I get them comfortable that way, that they're able to go in there and say, you know what? Spartan, it's intimidating. It is scary. But guess what? I know how to fight this now. And I can fight it with or without you.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome. You know what I don't like about Spartan?
Oh boy. All right. Let me guess, parking. Because parking is never fun, especially if you get stuck.
Well, actually, I give Spartan hella props for the logistical aspect of moving people in and out of there. Because there's thousands of people that come in and out of a course in one day. And they all have cars. That's never going to be, I mean, from my construction standpoint, I think it's amazing how they can pull that off. There's always going to be people that are upset with something. What I don't like about Spartan is there's not always a fire jump at the end of every race.
Well,
I really like.
But that's not their fault too, though.
Yes, it is, because they put the logs there to begin with.
But it's not always their fault, because a lot of times they have to adhere to legal regulations. If you're in an area that has a fire ban, they're obviously not going to say, oh, you got a fire ban. All right, let's make the biggest fire that we possibly can.
I get it, but I just said I didn't like it.
You didn't like it, and it's okay. Because, again, like you said, there's always going to be something that, there's always room for improvement, and there's always going to be something that somebody's not going to like. I'll admit it, not all races are perfect.
Oh, and the tire. I don't like the tire.
What do you mean the tire?
I don't like that tire.
Which tire are you referring to specifically? I have to know which tire.
There's only one tire.
No, there's lots of tires.
Huh?
There's when you're tired on the course, there's tired after eating. Which tire are you referring to?
Wow. Come back to me, man. Come back to me.
Are you
there was a tire flip in this race.
Oh, you're talking about the flip. Okay.
All right.
What should be with the tire flip? You don't like Yokohama?
No. We can name it. We can name it Yokohama. I never thought about that.
Well, actually,
that is the Yokohama tire.
That's usually the brand of the tire that they use.
I didn't even get to that point. I just look at it and I call it a bunch of names, and usually it's out loud, and hopefully there's not a bunch of little children around, but whatever. Yeah, I don't like that tire. That's like the obstacle I do not like.
Really?
Yeah.
That really amazes me. I would think that you would just look at it and just tackle it like any other obstacle.
I still don't like it.
What is it that you don't like about the tire?
It's not fun.
It's not fun.
Everything else, I like the twister. I like the twister, the rope climb, the monkey bars, the bucket carry. The bucket carry is always like just that thing, you know, you see it.
See, you enjoy everything that everybody else suffers from. And you personally are saying, I don't like the tire because it doesn't suffer enough. It's not making anyone else suffer.
Right, possibly. It's a good point.
So like cynical.
Right. So tell me more about you, man. What do you do on your off time? Other than coaching, what, you work at a school or something?
I volunteer.
Children or something?
I volunteer. Actually, I do, oh gosh. I do more volunteer than I do actual work in my life. So I am a volunteer CPR instructor for Kirkland Fire Corps. I do volunteer work with a before and after school program in Lake Washington School District. It's called Extended Day. And then I haven't done work with it in a while, but I was also doing work with it used to be known as Puget Sound Blood Center, but now it's Northwest Blood Works.
Okay.
And then if you ever go to a convention, you know what an anime convention is? A Comic-Con?
Cartoons.
Yeah, pretty much. You see me work a lot of those. I won't touch packs though, because too many people.
Got it. Okay, let me ask you one question.
Sure.
Amongst the other ones, cats or dogs?
Me personally, cats.
Damn.
I'll be honest. I grew up with cats. I get it. I get them.
I get it. I get it.
Everybody to each their own.
Apparently.
That doesn't mean I don't like dogs, just if I have the choice between the two of them, I'm looking for the little furry thing.
Yeah? Interesting. Okay, so tell me, what's your next race?
2 weeks from now, or a week and a half, we have terrain race, and it's because it's on a Sunday.
A week and a half?
Yeah, it's a week and a half.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you're not going to make it to the WCO here, where Lisa's going to be.
I wish, dude, Coach Elise is awesome. Coach Bear, I would love to be there. Honestly, she does amazing work, and she is not only an awesome coach, she is a great person. So I've known her since the first year I started racing, and honestly,
she's come a long ways.
she's like a little sister.
When I first met her, she's come a long way.
So the first time you met her actually was the same day I first met her. We went to Warrior Dash. She had never done an OCR before, and she was really nervous. You remember the turkey legs?
That's right.
You were so upset you couldn't find a turkey leg.
That's right. That's like the Spartan race had a turkey leg once.
One time, which I hear that they are looking into food options. So it should be.
That's
in the
another thing I
future.
don't like about Spartan is the food that's there. One year in Montana, they had root beer floats.
They did. I wasn't looking for the root beer floats. If I had known, I probably would have had a couple.
Or chocolate cake. You don't think? I mean, they should give you a free soda pop or something at the end too, instead of just a free beer.
You know, I always believe that they should just have a non-alcoholic option. Whether it be soda or whether it be another bottle of water, honestly, anything that. But I mean, you get something at the finish line. But again, for
Kicking it purposes.
well, you don't have to drink soda to kick it.
Well, it's kind of like you're doing all this healthy, other like really good nutritional crap, and at the end of the race, you get a beer. You should have something delicious, root beer float.
I'm totally not going to deny that. I would love a root beer float. So next race we're doing, you're bringing the root beer. I'll bring the ice cream.
That's a brilliant idea.
Let's do this. I'm all over that.
Love it. Okay. Who's gonna bring the chocolate cake? Elise.
We'll find Coach Bear. Yeah, Elise can bring it.
Sweet.
I don't think she's going to object to that idea at all.
No, I bet she's gonna bring enough chocolate cake for everybody.
Everybody, as in you, me, and her, because I know how you are with cake.
Well, it's kind of. I'll share.
You'll share some.
I will.
I thought me and Elise getting pieces was sharing.
Right. Well, yeah, it is. I'll give you a piece and you guys can cut it out. Right. So, let me see. So we're gonna have on the second, we're gonna have a wall training, this kind of thing. Like me and Elise are working to put this like HIIT class / wall training. In your coaching, do you do this HIIT thing? I personally don't. I'm not really familiar with it, but that's why I'm not a trainer.
Well, high intensity training, it is important. One of the best
High intensity interval training.
Excuse me, so I forgot the I.
It's important.
Okay, I will put the extra, so eat. There's a double I, you didn't pronounce the I both times.
Right.
You're only pronouncing one I.
Right.
Well, it is still important because the biggest thing is you want cardio, and the thing about high intensity interval training is that you have cardio while maintaining muscle mass. A lot of cardio doesn't do that.
Interesting. So
I know we're getting really technical here.
yeah, beyond me. I just go to work. I didn't do a bunch of push-ups in between. So let me see. So you're a coach. You can be found on the website, on the Spartan website.
Absolutely. There's a
Coach Finder.
Coach Finder, right? Which you think is a dating app.
It totally sounds.
Coach Finder. You guys can find me on Coach Finder. You know, single, 34, Seattle area. Just look me up.
If you need a coach, he's willing and available for you.
Actually, that is something I used to do for volunteer work too. So Match Date Love, which was based out of Bellevue, I used to be at almost all their events as a singles ambassador. And I learned so much about people, and I actually did help a lot of people there too. But sadly, the owner, she went a different direction.
I can imagine she probably met somebody.
Actually, she was married. She was a success story in her own agency. She met her husband at a, what was it? It was like a women's empowerment
whatever.
Right, but again, awesome. Just
cool. You don't do that anymore?
Well, no, because since the agency
you have Coach Finder.
I have Coach Finder now. But the best part is you pick strong, good individuals and you learn from them. I learned so much from Renessa and Chris, the owners of Match Day Love. And then, I mean, like Coach Mike Anise, all the way from Pasadena, who came here. I learned so much from him every time.
Absolutely. If you don't know the information, there's people already out there that do. You're just going to find them. So, let me see. Where can they, Coach Finder, and then Instagram? Is that what you just, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook?
Well, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Twitter.
I have a YouTube channel. It's in the process, but yeah, you look up Coach Sifu Brandon and the reason why it's that way is because.
What about these?
Those
are on Amazon.
So if you look up Allen, A-L-L-E-N, Chinn, C-H-I-N-N, my father has written multiple books. He is a self-published author, not just martial arts and not just OCR. My father also has books. There's a book referred to as he's got short stories, 2012 The Beginning. Then there's also a Zombies Hunters Combat Guide.
So, if somebody was to go
back, you could actually find something.
If somebody was to go and let me see, and buy this book, would they get an autograph by you?
Well, if they ask for it. Because if they get it from Amazon, it's not like Amazon's going to send it to me first, let me sign it, and then send it to the person. But I'd be more than happy to sign.
They can find you on Coach Finder, and you can show up with a signed autograph book. Just an idea.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
go or at any local race here in the Seattle area.
So we're going to see you at the next race, and the next race here in Seattle is in what, Portland?
Portland, yes, which isn't really Portland. It's Washougal.
You're going to Idaho?
Idaho, I'm not. It's
on Saturday.
It's on it's an 8-hour drive, which I normally would make, but I have prior engagements that weekend.
Got it. Anyway, so let's wrap this up here. Thanks, man, for coming in.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And, man, we really appreciate you. Like as far as WCO goes, really appreciate all your effort and your involvement with everything. And without people like you, we couldn't pull this stuff off. Without people like Elise, Jody, all those people that show up to help us set up. Brian Kays always shows up, man, and like early in the morning, whether it's raining or freezing, he shows up and helps to put all this, set everything up here. And speaking of which, keep looking at our calendar here. We're going to have an event on the 2nd, and the next event we're working on moving to different parts of different cities. So if anybody wants to bring us to their hometown, right, Tukwila, Kent, maybe Shoreline, Mount Lake Terrace, Bellevue, Redmond, anywhere around there, contact me and let's make something happen here. It's all a process. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I'm just a guy with an idea and a vision and, well, a whole bunch of drive to do something with it. So thanks for signing in with us. Subscribe and find us on Instagram, obviously YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. I don't know, I think that's all the social media I keep up with. But please come out the 2nd. You can find the event on Facebook over here in West Seattle. It's kind of a closed thing where there's not a whole lot of people, so if you want to show up, man, go register and we'll see you then, all right? Thanks, Brandon.
Absolutely. And Jesse, I want to say thank you for everything you do. Honestly, your events are awesome.
They're not mine, they're ours.
Our events are awesome, but we are happy that you are ambassador to making that happen. And so, don't ever forget.
Oh, that's right. One more thing. Sorry. September 22nd? We're going to close this up. We're going to run out of time. For the Spartan workout tour.
Oh, for the obstacle tour.
Yes. September 22nd?
Yes.
Spartan obstacle workout tour. West Coast Obstacles is going to be providing all the obstacles. Brandon here is going to be leading it, and a couple other people. We're all going to help out and make this thing happen. So tell your friends and whatnot. We'll see you then on September 22nd. Correct?
Yes.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.